Good evening. My name's Stephen Jackson, and the topic of tonight's persuasive speech is Roku better or is cable better? And I guess my argument that I'm presenting that the Roku streaming media player is better. It is better in most of the aspects, and we'll get into some of that. Um, I'm qualified to speak on this because, well, as you can see here, my visual aid, I have a Roku player. And this is a player right here, and this is the remote. Um, I've gone through every cable company that you can think of, trying to find out which one was better. And pretty much at the end of it, I received the same thing. At the end of the month, I got a astronomically high bill, and we're talking about just for the basic. They charge you one thing at the beginning, and then 6 months later, or 3 months later, or even sometimes 2 weeks later, you know, the bill has gone up. It starts out at $50, and then by the time you get the real bill, it's $150, and then down the road it's like $10 million. I'm just kidding, but you get my drift. The bill increases. It never stays what it is. Somehow they always add on new taxes and things of this nature. We're going to get into all of that. But my two main points: what makes Roku better than cable, and what else makes Roku better than cable. And here we go. We'll just jump right in. What makes Roku better than cable? And I had already jumped ahead, but number one, the price. For the Roku 3, I paid for this one time. I paid like $70 for it one time. If you take a look at your cable bill, you always pay an equipment rental fee of some sort, and that's like recurring monthly. You're doing this monthly. You're always paying for your equipment, and you're paying for servicing fees and things of this nature. Well, the only thing that I paid for with this was the equipment. I paid for that one time, and then I pay for my internet monthly, like every other red-blooded American. Pay for the internet. That's all this runs off of. I don't need to buy another phone. I don't need to buy internet on top of the phone, and I don't need to buy the cable service. I just pay for the equipment and my internet. And my bill is, astronomically low, $21 a month. And then you get a string of channels longer than my driveway. It is, it's pretty nice. I'm not saying that cable's like super horrible or anything like that, but if you have the money and you're willing to shell out that type of dough just to watch TV, then fine. I don't watch a ton of TV, so this is perfect for me. $21 a month, and all the channels that I watch are on there. Convenience. This is another thing that makes Roku better. That it's horribly convenient. I can switch back and forth between my normal TV, just by flicking the channel. Then it hooks up to my internet. I don't have to worry about calling a cable company. I don't have to worry about, is it going to be knocked out when a storm comes or something of that nature. If something goes wrong with it, I reset my cable modem and I'm back up and running. I don't have to wait or call out a repairman or anything like that. The only thing that I have to call out a repairman for is the actual internet connection. But the Roku itself, very convenient. The remote, horribly convenient. I don't have to search through channels or anything like that. Most of the main channels that you would want to go to are already on the remote. You have a button for Netflix, you have a button for YouTube, you have a button for Google Play, and all the other apps that are on there, all the other channels that are on there. If you want to get to them, you don't have to search for them because you add your own channels. So it's not hard to find anything on there. Even the remote, you don't even have to point the remote at the player. You could be pointing the remote over there and it works off of a signal, and you're able to you're able to stop things and pause things and move it back and forth as you see fit. Horribly convenient. Well, main point two, what else makes Roku better than cable? Well, we already said something about the reliability, so I won't bore you with that. But it is horribly reliable. I don't have, because of the internet that I have and the awesomeness of this player, I don't have to worry about buffering or anything like that. The movies that I want to watch, they play. I'm able to watch TV through it on Sling TV. That's one of the apps. All those channels that I have through Sling, I'm able to watch what I want. And most of the time, for me, the channels that I watch, they all begin with ESPN. So I don't. I'm not concerned with is this channel going to be out? Is that channel going to be out? Every time that I've gone to watch a channel, it's been there. Safety. This will appeal to a lot of the parents. Roku is horribly safe as far as not letting your children access certain things. We all know that on cable there are certain channels with things that children shouldn't be watching. Your Showtimes, your HBOs, and things of this nature. Even your adult channels that are down in the higher numbers somewhere on cable. Cable has those things, and I'm not mad at anybody or anything, but I do have small children, and I don't want any one of them to stumble on anything like that. So I'm thankful for the Roku player because it doesn't even offer any of that. None of that is accessible. The only things that they're able to access are those things that I've put on there for them to watch. Those things that I've told them that they could watch. It's very simple. If I can get in there and do things with it, and play around with it, and pretty much, I don't want to say be an expert, but around my house, I am the resident expert on the Roku. If I can do that, anybody can do that. It's super simple to use. I didn't even read the instructions and had it going in like 5 minutes. So that's pretty much it. We talked about what makes Roku better than cable. What, price and convenience, reliability and safety and simplicity. Really, those are all the things that you would want far as watching TV. In conclusion, I would say don't waste your time messing around with cable if really you only watch 5 or 6 channels, and then on top of that, if you have a limited budget, I wouldn't mess with it. Roku 3 is really the way to go. And if you have a 4K TV, Roku 4, they have one that plays in 4K. My name is Steven Jackson, and this is my persuasive speech. Bald guy out.